It's Wednesday. You're in the Comic Dojo. Buckle up. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. It is Wednesday. It is New Comic Book Day. We've got what I'll call a pleasant little stack of books. What turned out to be a small pull list day turned into some awesome back issue finds with some recent news hitting social media today. There's a couple of great back issue finds going on here and some great new comic book day reads. How is everybody this Wednesday? People tailgating in the chat already. What is going on? Paul Dunn, Basilisk, fire all day long, he says. Ruben Guzman, good to see you, man. Bearded Avengers Assemble, absolutely. Stoutman's in the house. Thanks for being here. What is going on, everybody? What is up, Paul? Mishu Seaman, who wants to see Andy's package? That was Monday. Sure, Wednesday, there's a little bit of a package going on here with all these books. And these are some great reads this week. I really want to know what you guys were looking forward to this week on New Comic Book Day. What were what was your spec pick? What was your read of the week? And what was your cover of the week? We're going to go over those here in just a little bit. Stoutman saying hi to Mark. How's it going? Wednesday is gonna Wednesday. Yes, this week definitely seems like it just drags on and on and on. Come on, Mama. Thanks for being here. How are you? Good to see you tonight. What's going on, comic fam? Happy New Comic Book Day. Hi, Mama. Absolutely, Stoutman. Zuni with a little fist bump action. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Man, what did you guys think? This week looked like it was going to be a quiet week. It looked like it was going to be pretty chill and pretty relaxed. Then we got some news dropping today from the land of Twitter. Was it, who was that? Let me pull up that name real quick. The land of Twitter. Scott Snyder dropped news that Noctera is being picked up for a show or being adapted for a show. So that was a pretty big chunk of news today. And not going to lie, I definitely looked for copies of Noctera 1 at my LCS. Lo and behold, Noctera 1 was returnable. So they already returned a bunch of them. And the last two issues that were sitting there on the shelf were all damaged. And I remember telling you guys that I was kind of waiting to see what happened with Noctera, and I kind of missed out, or did I? So stay tuned. We'll get into these books. There are no CD, no DC books this week. No DC books again this week. I'm sure, what was that? Fear State? Kind of wanted to read Fear State. I don't know why I didn't grab it. I passed by it. I looked at the cover and I kept going on. I was thinking about looking for like 10 other things. But starting out with Marvel, Star Wars High Republic issue 9 is out. Decent cover. I think this round I'm enjoying the covers better than issue 8. And like I said, Star Wars, I don't know if I'm just buying them all to collect them at this point, but I'm a little behind on High Republic. And a lot of the other Star Wars reads that are going on, you guys have heard me last week with a little bit of a rant where they're just kind of like reprinting some of the dialogue and just changing the art slightly from different issues, different series, because it's a tie-in. Michael, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Paul Dunn saying hey-o again. Luke's Comics is in the house. Station, everyone. Absolutely. High Republic number 9 hits the reading pile. I made for a very easy, lazy, laid-back evening this evening and read a handful of books, but I didn't press myself to try to read everything. There was a fair bit here, but variant edition is out right there for High Republic number 9. Not bad. Not bad. I feel like they stepped it up a little bit, right? Not necessarily blowing my socks off. But Stoutman, I'm an idiot. I should have grabbed Noctera. Heard it was great, but for some reason just never did. I heard the exact same thing from a number of people in the community. Geek Out with Roscoe, what is good, man? Thanks for being here, dude. Good to see you. Make sure you guys check out Geek Out with Roscoe and his YouTube channel and check out his great content. Good time, as always. Speaking of YouTube channels, I think someone here by the name of Luke might be starting one as well. Good luck to you on that. Hit everybody up if you need some advice, man. But the premise of the story, I was kind of like, just kind of sounded like a 90s action flick to me. Seemed like something like that had already been done. Seemed very kind of familiar in my head, but I couldn't put my tongue on it, so to speak, or couldn't put my finger on it, so to speak. So I didn't grab it, but definitely pulling some of those issues out between then and now. I haven't read it. I'm going to sit down and read Noctera tonight, actually find out what the Bee's Knees is all about. Pitch Black, Paul Dunn says, okay, so that's kind of, Vin Diesel with Pitch Black. There is Big Roscoe's YouTube channel. Make sure you click on that and subscribe to Big Roscoe 85, which is Geek Out with Roscoe. Thanks for sharing that, Stout Man. So, speaking of Star Wars and moving right along, we'll get into Noctera here in just a little bit. We'll talk about that. But finally, I feel like there's a little bit of redemption here when it comes to Star Wars High Republic. The 1 in 25 U variant, now that's a good ratio cover. That is a stellar cover that is going to look great slabbed. And I'm kind of excited for this when I looked into this the other day. And when I realized that it's going to be hitting my pull list, getting all covers, all copies of High Republic. So setting that one aside, this one's probably going to end up hitting going to CGC pile at some point. A lot of those Star Wars books are going to, especially those ratio variants. That's probably one of the better ratio variants out of the High Republic run, in my opinion, probably in the top 3, actually, for me, for what I like to collect. And I'm really kind of digging that. Really kind of happy after the last couple of High Republic releases, the 1 in 25s, I didn't even feel like we're talking Star Wars, we're talking Marvel, we're talking like they should be knocking our socks off with absolutely fantastic, amazing covers. And the art quality is good. The artists are good, but I'm like, why did you pick this for 125? I feel like that was a great choice for 1 in 25. Looking forward to that. And sticking with Marvel, we did make sure not to miss out on a facsimile of Ultimate Fallout 4. I mean, it always seems like when they do the facsimiles of major keys that these just end up being like $10 books all day long, if not more, because of whatever's happening in movies or anything else. This just seemed like a no-brainer. Didn't want to miss out on that. And you can tell it's the facsimile by the red Marvel background, or the background of the Marvel logo is red instead of white or clear. I got to pull out the other one to look. And then the barcode. The barcode definitely stands out, and it's quite different and has a 00111 on there instead of the other number for the first printing. So this is kind of a scary situation here. This is so close to the first print that some people just probably are not going to know, and things are going to happen. And either way, man, I hope we can get the information and the education out in the community so that people that are looking for this definitely understand the difference between the facsimile and a first print, because it's kind of crazy. I'm pretty sure this got ordered heavily, and it should be floating around everywhere. Not everybody, but it should be floating around everywhere. When I got to my LCS, surprisingly, there was only 5 or 6 copies left. They didn't order anywhere near as many as I thought they would. And I kind of passed up ordering this when I saw it in previews. And I'm like, I should order 10 copies of this. I really should. I should order 10 copies. And I should send them all to CGC. And it's just one of those things where a big key like this, the facsimiles always end up being like a $10 to $15 raw book. And the slabs just end up being, $100 slab. It just seemed like a no-brainer. And I didn't do it. I just didn't feel like making extra work for myself. But we did get a copy, because that kind of seemed like it was sitting there and it was in really good shape, and I didn't want to leave it behind. And I'm like, you know what? That'll look good next to the first print. So absolutely. Paul Dunn, my shop had a Golden Age reprint of Journey into Mystery. Hard to tell them apart. Yeah, some of those things, I mean, even those reprints are commanding amazing money for that key. And Come On Mama says she forgot. You are excited for that Ultimate Fallout 4 button. Ultimate Fallout 4 facsimile, right? It's kind of nice. I mean, to actually have a copy sitting right there you can pop open without having to worry about any damaging anything. And I'm sure those are going to be readily available online somewhere. Things from Another World, check out there. My Comic Shop. I mean, where's the big one? Where's the big one that everybody orders from that has had shipping issues for many years? God, you guys can help me out in the chat here. Nick the Comic Nerd, thanks for being here, man. Good to see you. Happy new comic book day Wednesday. So that's it for Marvel. I mean, seriously, that's it. Marvel and DC were pretty quiet this week. Cherokee Metal ordered 4. I felt like I should have, and I didn't. Sometimes I feel like when it's like a no-brainer thing. I look at the work-life balance. I'm like, how much more work do I want to bring down into the comic dojo down here in storage and things of that nature? And like I said, I'm already bursting at the seams, and there's a lot of short boxes of books that need to get sent out of here. So I'm probably going to regret not buying more. In fact, Midtown. Thanks, Luke's Comics. I might even go on to Midtown or another website and maybe order 5 or 6 more, because at cover price, I mean, how do you guys feel about that? Actually, I should have put a poll up today on the community tab on how you guys felt, or what do you guys think about that Ultimate Fallout 4 facsimile? And considering how incredibly close it is to the first printing, there's just very, very, very minute, easy to miss details if you're not experienced with that issue or with comics in general. Did I grab Dark Ages? I forgot to grab Dark Ages. I was so digging through back issue stuff and digging through back issue variants. I don't know about you guys, but my LCS, when they order a lot of books and they get a lot of variants that don't sell, they end up in back issue boxes on the counter just for variants, those 5, 10, 15, 20, and 40, $50 variants. And I was digging through those, and you guys will see why here in a little bit. There were tons of Dark Ages books there, so I'm pretty sure I'm not going to miss out on that, and I can go back and grab one. But next up, book that tugs at my heartstrings all the time, every time it comes out, Walking Dead Deluxe number 22 is out. And all I can say is baby mama prison drama. This is, but that's kind of what made Walking Dead as good as it is a lot of the drama and a lot of the human characteristics and what they're going through and what they're coping with. So I kind of blazed through a couple of pages in this issue because they were just dialogue heavy. But in the end of the day, Tyrese makes some poor choices, ends up knocking out Rick. If you guys have read the series, this is kind of a dialogue heavy, kind of a prison drama issue. Looking forward to the next couple of issues, though. Set that one aside. I'm just loving reliving that issue to issue. Holy moly. Josh G with the $4.99 super chat. Andy the man got the Stray Dogs variant today. Super cheap. Hope your day will. Dude, thumbs up, Josh. Excellent grab. I know a lot of people out there were looking for that. I didn't see it anywhere in the LCS. Like I said, I'm going to my LCS much later in the day, and a lot of those books are sold. Speaking of variants that I missed out on first was that new Spawn. You guys saw cover A for that new Spawn. I wish I should load up pictures to talk about books that I didn't pick up yet. That Spawn cover A from this week, that one had a Virgin variant, like a 1 in 50. And my LCS, they were both claimed, they were both spoken for. And then not more than 15 minutes after I got home, they called and said, hey, it's available. The other gentleman walked in and took a look at it, and it's in pristine shape, but he passed on it. And I had to pass on it too, because at the point I made a command decision and spent a little extra change on some variants. And Josh G, thank you for that super chat. We will figure out what to do with these super chats at some point. I know that my understanding with YouTube and Google AdSense and all that stuff, they got to kind of stack up, and that kind of has to add up before you can even do anything with it. We're going to let that sit and simmer until we can figure out what to do, whether we do some sort of giveaway with the AdSense money and the super chats, or we do some sort of a donation. We're going to put this back into the community one way or another, and you guys will see it live on an issue or episode here one of these nights. The Scotty Young Dark Ages is dope. I know we talked about that on the Simpleman's Comics channel last night, Comic News Weekly, and that was a stellar. I'm not a massive Scotty Young fan or a massive Spider-Man fan, but I saw that and I'm like, if I see that, I'm buying it. Didn't see it. It was already gone. You pre-ordered 4 copies of Ultimate Fallout 4 variant of Dark. Yeah, okay. Ooh. Dude, that's a good grab. I forgot about that. We were looking at that last night too, and I forgot all about that. I should have looked at the LCS as well. Dude, my LCS didn't get like 70% of their comics today. It was rough. Yeah, my LCS didn't. I think they were missing 2 or 3 boxes from Diamond last night when they got everything out. They ended up showing up this afternoon around lunchtime, is my understanding. So I guess that's kind of one of the bright sides to my Wednesdays now, is that I'm working first shift and off on nights and evenings, that by the time I get off, usually if there's delays and I'm getting there, those books have then arrived and then are available. Giving back, I'm all about that, broski. Yeah, it's one way or another, whether it's some sort of a giveaway where we tally things all up together for a slab or for a book or a handful of things to give away. That's one great way, I think, to put that back into the community. Or potentially there are many causes out there that would enjoy some sort of donation. I would imagine that when that time comes and we can look at that, then maybe we, as a group down here in the Comic Dojo, can kind of talk about that and see. Yeah, that's a perfect opportunity for a pull. We'll see what's going on with that later. But sticking with Image still, Geiger number 6. Fun read. Geiger continues to be something that I enjoy, but it doesn't knock my socks off. It's not like a top 10 read for me. Jeff Johns is, this is just fun. It's just a fun read. Issue 6 is really heavy. It's got extra added pages there. They're closing out the first story arc, and they leave it open for another story arc. I do kind of hope it returns, but we'll see what happens. It's been fun. I'm glad I picked it up. I'm glad I didn't cancel it. I'm really kind of enjoying it. Mishu Seaman, have a good evening. Get those kiddos to bed. See you tomorrow, man. Absolutely. Thanks for being here. Don't forget to Hulk smash and Wolverine slash that like button, because we are still on Image. And we just, before I get into that, we got a new job in Watch Factory. It's not that hard. I just stand around all day making oh. Okay. You got me there. Doesn't blow your package open. Yes. Yes. Okay. So last book with Image. Yes, correct. So I passed on a couple of other things, and I kind of got blinders because, like you guys had heard on social media today, Scott Snyder announced that Noctera is going to be adapted to a TV screen near you sometime soon in the future for a show. So I went looking. There was 2 copies of issue 1 left, and they were severely damaged. Like, they got that bend right in the middle, like somebody went in the shelf, and it's like, ugh, that was terrible, because one of them was the secret variant that was really cool that I didn't grab. And I really kind of wanted I really should have gotten one. They're probably cleared out online, or they're probably $10 or $15 right now. Oh, well, not a big deal. But what I did find tucked away, kind of forgotten about in those variant bins, was the 1 in 150 black and white sketch variant for Capullo, if I remember correctly. Capullo did the black and white. So, and lo and behold, I only found one available on eBay. It was well over $100. So I remember how heavily ordered Noctera was. I think my LCS alone ordered 800 or 900 copies. The book was returnable. So they had already returned all their copies. These were still behind. God only knows what the population's going to be like when it comes to getting these graded. Now that the news has come out, the book was already returned. I don't know how many LCSs were right on top of sending their books back, but I know mine had none left in the back room or the side room or in the other bins or anything. So I know it was printed heavily. I know it was ordered heavily, but what's left after the returns? Who knows? So the 1 in 150, I don't know if I'm going to send this off to get graded or what, but we're going to sit on this. We're going to see what happens. The last asking price I saw on eBay was like $120 or $130, and that was from the United Kingdom. That was the only copy left available. I didn't see any available left in the United States. And the last couple of sold issues, there was like a 9.8 that went for $250, and there was another raw one that was up there quite a bit, but I don't remember exactly. You guys let me know if you quite remember. But Paul Don says, don't think so. Secret variants. Oof. Peter Parker's Pants, thanks for being here, man. Was there a 1 per store? I don't know about the Noctera. I really should have been following a little bit better. I just remember there being an overload of covers when it came out. The second print is hot, Josh G. I agree. There is a 3rd print for number 1, if I remember correctly. Let me think about that for a second. I can't quite remember. Was it that one or was it another one? I think there was a 3rd print for number 1 that looked really good too. Issue 2 is another, one I should have grabbed as well. Either way, holy moly. The movies, The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises, are so similar. Almost Gotham mixed. Oh, no. Oh, man. The 1 in 200 is a black blank. Yes, Paul, they had 3 of those left at my LCS, and I think they wanted 40 a piece for those. And I'm like, you know what? I really kind of wanted one just to have somebody do like a red sketch or a red remark or something. I'm like, this would look really good. But it was 40 just for that. There's 3 of them. Black on black on black on black. So it's going to be really tough to get in high grade. And I'm like, let me put my eggs in the basket and get the 1 in 150. Not quite as rare as the 1 in 200, but the 1 in 200 black ones were just kind of, this had more going on, obviously, on the cover. You had a bunch of the different Noctera 1 prints. Very cool, man. I'm happy to add that to the comic dojo down here for now, and we're gonna sit on that and see what happens because I'm gonna go back and read everything 1 through 6 coming up here tonight. Probably, I'm actually gonna sit down here after this and read it and find out. Like I said, when it hit previews and I saw the premise for the story, it just sounded awfully similar to some other things. Like one of you guys had mentioned Pitch Black. I've just felt like it had been done again and didn't really feel like sinking some of my weekly or monthly budget into a title that just didn't seem fresh in my mind. Like as far as not fresh, but I mean as far as very different, very out there. Luke says it'll be a cool show. I'm interested to see what happens. You know, the Batman Matina cover was didn't see it, not even at my LCS anywhere. I was gonna grab one if I saw one. We talked about that on someone's comics channel last night. That Batman Matina was dope as hell. Like I should go and look for a pre-order of a 9.8 on that. That was super. And Matina, some people, I don't know, that one just stuck out. Just that one just rung out to me with Batman up there on the cross, kind of like Scarecrow and Scarecrow overlooking. It just super stellar cover. It's a oh my god, it's a foil. You've got to be kidding me. It's a foil. Are you serious? I love foil. Now, I had no idea it was a foil. And if it is a foil, I'm going to have to go find that right away. And hopefully it's not stupid expensive. Seriously. Peter Parker's Pants is in. Holy moly. Hey, Mom. Good to see you. Thanks for talking yesterday. Miss you guys. Hope to see you soon. Well, we will see you very soon. Absolutely. Josh G says it's on fire. So many things were option. Makes me wonder what actually make it to the screen. Yeah, option news doesn't necessarily mean a whole lot these days. I've said this to many friends and to many people in the community. I feel like option news is just a game of chess with the companies that have the money that can buy these pieces as option items. They start moving around, shuffling them around on a chessboard like pawns, not necessarily to do anything with them, but roadblocks. Hey, I own this, so these X guys can't do anything with it. They might not even necessarily have good intentions of bringing anything to a screen sometimes. So I got to look into that. Who even optioned Noctera? Who even bought into it? I just know that Scott Snyder put out that tweet, and I saw a lot of people sharing it. Hinted about it at Kickstarter. Interesting. Okay, good to know. That Kickstarter wasn't too long ago either, actually. So yeah, it's kind of one of those things where they option so many things now. It's kind of like just something being optioned doesn't always ring true. But for a 1 in 150 ratio and what they wanted for that, like $40, I'm like, why not add one, see what happens? Maybe get that graded and see where that goes. I don't know. But moving right along, we are past Image. That's the last Image book, and that was kind of a cool find. I'd actually find a high ratio variant for Noctera instead of just cover A's. Would have been happy with cover A's too, though. We are on Star Wars, The High Republic Adventures, IDW. Awesome cover this week. The cover A, awesome cover. That hits the reading pile as well. Like I said, I was lazy today and I only read a chunk of books. I didn't read all of them. We're getting into some of my reads here pretty quick. And the 1 in 25. Once again, 1 in 25 is a little underwhelming. And I'm really questioning why I'm spending, $10 to $15 for ratio variants that just, I feel like it's one of those things where everybody else is like in agreement. Yeah, I'm dropping this. I'm not going to buy this. We're not picking it up. And then that's when stuff gets under ordered, under printed, under whatever. And the next thing you know, I wish I would have bought it later. Either way, it still hits the pile. Like I said, those High Republic Adventures and those Star Wars Adventure reads definitely going to be fun for my son down the road at some point. And if not, I know plenty of other kids in the neighborhood or elsewhere that will be interested in those. So sticking right along with the indie scene still, we're moving on to Boom. And I hope you guys are ready. I hope Peter Parker's Pants. I'm not going to lie. I get hit by a little bit of FOMO every time I see previews and every time I look at some of this stuff. And it's just easier for me to say, order all of them and I'll figure it out later. Yeah. And it's like a little bit of FOMO. It's only a little bit if I'm just getting one of each, right? It's for the collection is what I say. But I hope you guys are ready for a little bit of a... All right. We only find them when they're dead, issue 8. The hell is going on? And did anybody else read this today? I love the artwork. I love the premise of the story. It just, I don't know what the hell is going on. I cannot figure this book out for nothing. I'm going to have to go back and read. This is going to be a trade read. I highly recommend this being a trade read. And then if you want to collect issue to issue, you can. That's why I'm grabbing some of these reads on Wednesdays, is just because I prefer to collect issue to issue. And then if I have a challenge like this reading them, then I'll read them digitally or in trade format later to try to get through. This is, it time hops. It time hops a lot. And it's only just now in issue 8 that the time jumps between years gets a little bit tighter and gets a little bit easier to follow. But by issue 8, I have no idea what the hell is happening. Cherokee Metal gave up after issue 6. Paul says he's reading 7 right now. Come on, Mom. I haven't read it yet. I just love the art. I really love the first 6, but yes, I really love the art too. I really love the idea. Space opera kind of sci-fi stories. I fall in. That's kind of like my kryptonite, my Achilles heel. You know, post-apocalyptic kind of end of the world stories and those space operas, situations like that. It kind of just my kryptonite, and I really kind of want to check them out. Really wanted to love this story. I really did, but I'm so lost. I have no idea what's going on. Doesn't mean it's not good. I just can't figure out where we are at any given time and what the hell is going on. So it's going to have to be a trade read. It really is going to have to be a trade read. Sticking with Boom. Up next, though, is another one. Is a Zombie Dance. Thanks for being here. See, and this is why I don't care for stories with cool concepts. 9 out of 10 times they don't put much. Yeah. See the value in that thought and that opinion there. I definitely, I won't disagree with you. I don't know that I'd say 9 out of 10 times, but I think you're onto something. It's just cool concepts. Yeah, gimmicky concepts. Yeah. I kind of fall for some of those. Just the style of stories that I like to read just kind of gears me towards some of that stuff. I would jump and keep some of them. Shuri and Riri keys I found a lot in back bins that won't last long. These are scorching hot. Yeah. And Paul Dunn, what's option? We only find them when they're dead's option? Man, that's going to be a tough story to put on screen if that is option. Holy crap. So sticking with Boom Studios, next up, Basilisk Chapter 4, Issue 4. Stellar cover. They had an unlocked retailer edition that was just a virgin variant, and it looked really good. They talked about that too. Absolutely. So besides the revenge story, what else is there to this? Besides one of the main characters at the beginning, this is like issue 4 in, and it's like kind of a revenge tale. What else is there? There just doesn't seem to be much here. Cullen Bunn, I'm sorry, man. I'm dropping Basilisk. Paul, I know you love Basilisk. It's just there doesn't seem to be much here. It's just a kind of a revenge story. I'm probably missing something. I could be a total idiot, missing a big picture thing that I'm not seeing. Paul says there will be more to it. It's just in 4 issues. It's just Josh G dropped this after the first one. I'm giving it to issue 6 and dropping it after that because it can't just be a revenge story. That's just going to be boring. I mean, honestly, it's just not going to go over well if that's all it is. But I'll give it to issue 6. I'll give it to issue 6, and I'm going to drop it. Stoutman, you're liking it. But I'll give them till 5. It's next month. You have to. Oh, are they on a hiatus? You have to wait until March now? Interesting. We only find them when they're dead is on a hiatus, or Basilisk? God, by March, I'm not even going to remember anything, and I'm probably not even going to want to buy it at that point because that's just too long of a break on an issue that's just too short with not. So Basilisk is a 12-issue series. Okay. Interesting. God, see, hearing that makes me feel like I should just stick it out and see how the whole thing pans out. Ugh. But then the other part of me is like, Andy, stop. Just read it in trade or get it on Comixology later, something like that. Just talking about short or very short or small issue series or mini series. This hiatus stuff is dookie. Yeah. So I feel like they're taking a lot of stuff. I feel like a lot of creators are taking like a laundry basket full of their content, throwing it all to the wall and seeing what shit sticks. And then when it sticks, they're like, oh my God, okay, we need a plan. This is taking off. We need to finish writing it. I'm not going to lie. Tinian, somebody's killing the children. He didn't have a plan for that beyond the first story arc, if I remember correctly. And now it's spinning off to House of Slaughter, and it's going to be an ongoing series for Something's Killing the Children. So it's I'm not surprised that we're getting a lot of these little breaks and a lot of these little hiatuses after just 4, 5, or 6 issues, because they probably don't have a whole lot planned out because they don't know whether it's going to take off or cancel something, or I don't know. It is kind of infuriating. A book that I'm struggling to continue reading that I really want to like, that doesn't have a lot of meat on the bones, is just some little bit of a revenge story. It's taking a hiatus till March after issue 4. You think I'm going to remember this? You think I'm going to remember? My LCS is going to do a better job of remembering to keep it on my pull list because it's all digital. So I might as well just email right away and tell them to drop it. If it's going to be that long of a break, holy crap. Blue Hellion Comics, thanks for being here. The Facsimile Ultimate Fallout 4 came out today. Yes, missed out on the OG because I wasn't collecting back then. We also got a copy. We'll go over that in the replay here in a little bit. Nice House on the Lake is too. Yeah, I wonder if that's kind of Tinian driven, that hiatus, because of the fact that he's doing some stuff on Substack. There's a couple of reads that are going to hit Substack soon, so I wonder if they're taking a break on those. Not necessarily because of how far they had the story prepared, but maybe because they wanted to get some of this other stuff done. I don't know. I'm just speculating at this point and just spinning a tale. Holy moly, we missed it. We've got the great Herminio Reyes Jr.'s in the house tonight. Welcome, buddy. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Ooh, little bubbly water. And after that, we can't miss out. Peepin' Perry's Peoples in the Peepers. I still haven't figured that one out, Perry. Good to see you, man. Thanks for being here. Woo! If we're not pumped and we're not amped, we definitely are now. Yes, we'll go over that. I did, in the recap, I did get a copy of the Ultimate Fallout 4, and maybe want to talk a little bit more at the tail end of the show here about helping to train people understand the differences. I got spit all over my monitor. There we go. Because they're so similar to the first prints. And we'll get back to that in just a second. Peter Parker, absolutely. Nice House on the Lake is going to take 5 months. Oof, 5 months. That's a long damn time. That's a long time. Holy moly. Gosh damn, Andy's yell rivals that of Joey's World Tour intros. Yeah, I wonder how many people are going to unsubscribe and thumbs me down because they're wearing earbuds. I'm sorry. I should give an earbud warning before I do that next time. Holy lungs, Batman. We got a couple of pipes down in here in the cave, right? So 3 more books to go over here, more indie reads, and I am going to say my read of the week, it's kind of light on, this week's got a lot of reads, but for me, my read of the week was Phantom of the Scan number 5, last issue in the series. This one was a story that I really liked. I thought the art was very fitting, and I think this could do well on screen. I think I'd really enjoy this as a small maybe 2 or 3 season show. I think this could be a lot of fun. If you haven't read this and you like horror and you like thriller stuff, you'll enjoy this, and it's only 5 issues. It's going to read good in a trade. The artwork is it's very ominous and dreary and kind of sets the mood. Josh G with the $1 super sticker. Thank you, sir. Very, very appreciative of that. I enjoyed it. I say check it out on Comixology, or borrow it from a friend, or walk into your LCS and look for the first issue if they have one available and flip through it. See if the artwork's your thing. And like I said, if you like thrillers, if you like horror stuff, you'll enjoy this. And I think it'd be really good on Netflix or really good on a streaming service for a couple of seasons, maybe. Could be a lot of fun. It had some comparisons to like Akira or a couple other things that stuck into my head, but the way it's written and the way it's done is just different enough. It's not perfect, but I really did enjoy it. You should know if you're a fan of Andy's that when the big Herm comes in, that's coming in. Absolutely, man. That was dope. Bun succeeded with this one. I I actually like that better than Basilisk. I really do. And I think it's just because of the style of story that I really enjoy reading and the way the art, like we've talked about Gideon Falls in the past. Gideon Falls, while that was going on, the art really sets the story. The art really sets the environment for the story, right? You got some decent writing, some good writing in there, and then really good art. It really elevates and uplifts the story. And I feel like that's what the art does here. It elevates the story. The stories, you can draw some comparisons to Akira or maybe a couple of little things, but the art elevates it for me. And I think it's dark, it's kind of creepy, and I think it'd be really good as a show, like I said. And he got them pipes. Absolutely, man. Speaking of Bun, anyone read The Sixth Gun? I have not. I probably should. Once again, Josh G, thanks for that $1 super sticker. Very cool. Last two books, really quick. And I kind of kicking myself for not reading this one before the show because I'm going to have to read it after. I'm a little behind on this, but you promised me Darkness number 5 is out. You want to talk about dark and creepy and weird, cool out there stuff. This has been fun. I can't wait to get caught up on issue 4 and issue 5. I don't know. If I remember correctly, Paul Dunn said this was like a miniseries, 12-issue miniseries. Maybe it was Paul, maybe it was somebody else. Either way, I'm enjoying where this is going. This is out there. Black and white, no color, very dark, very ominous, very eerie. Lots of fun. It's kind of where I'm at. I mean, complained forever about The Walking Dead not being in color, and now here it is in color, and now here I am reading black and white comic books again with no color. Either way, Paul, it was only 5. This is the last issue. Okay, I am way behind. This is the finale. I gotta check this out now. Is anyone else reading Dark Blood? I am not. You guys have got so many good titles you talk about that I have not picked up or I have not read. Last issue, kind of a sleeper. I grabbed this. I saw this in previews and just ordered it on my polls for, just on a whim. Just on a whim. The premise of the story, telepaths. I can't even remember what the premise of the story was, but I could just tell by the title, Telepaths, led me to believe that this is going to be a sci-fi kind of a thriller. Pick that up just to see what it's going to be. And looking forward to reading this tonight or tomorrow. So we'll see what I can get into that. Like I said, I'm not going to pressure myself to read everything within a certain time span. I'm just going to try to make sure I keep it organized and I don't forget to keep up. And I don't want to get 6, 7, 8 months behind. But I also don't want to turn Wednesday into something that's not fun or turn it into a chore. Because when you start turning it into a chore, it's just, and it becomes not fun and you kind of start to dread it. And I don't want to dread New Comic Book Day. So I read probably close to half of my new reads and I felt pretty good about that. And I'll read a couple more tonight and I'll probably read the other 2 or 3 tomorrow. But Peter Parker's Pants wasn't good. I haven't read this Telepaths yet. And it's got to be a sci-fi kind of a thriller thing. That's probably why I ordered it out of previews. So that's it. That's it for New Comic Book Day. Those are the pickups. We talked about this a little bit, and we'll talk about it some more. Ultimate Fallout for the facsimile reprint and how dangerously close it is to the first print. The difference being that the background of the Marvel logo is in red, and the barcode down here is 00111. And obviously the barcode shape is different. But whatever we can do to help, bring so that people can recognize the difference between the two so that people aren't accidentally spending thousands of dollars on a $4 or $5 reprint. Now, granted, this just seemed like a smart buy in my opinion when they do a facsimile reprint like this of a key this big. It just always seems to turn into a $10 or $15 comic book. I mean, look at the Moon Knight stuff. Look at some of the X-Men stuff. Escapes me for the moment. But the ones that I have picked up, they all go above cover price. Not right away necessarily, but whatever we can do to help spread the word on the differences of those two. I've seen plenty of people on social media sharing pictures of the differences, and please continue to help share those and spread that out and educate the rest of the community or the new people coming into the community that aren't aware, that don't know, so that you can protect everybody else and we can protect each other, because this is scary close. I mean, this is from a distance. You grab a book like this and you're holding it up it's on YouTube, on TV, on a computer screen. It's kind of hard to tell that it's the facsimile. You know what I mean? You got to have really sharp eyes to see that red around there. So let's hit up this chat again real quick. Educate the community. Great stuff. Yeah, a lot of you guys out there have already created pictures or images showing the differences and some instructions on there. If you guys that haven't created those or haven't seen those, if you find them, reshare them and share them out. I know Tales from the Flip Side, I've seen a couple from those guys, and I've seen a couple from other larger community members too. Just keep spreading that information around and keep sharing that information. You really like the first issue of Dark Blood. The art was awesome. It takes place after World War II. The main character was a pilot in the war. Yeah, so actually, Brian and a couple other people were talking about that. Simpleman's Comics, and I just can't buy everything that comes out. It might be something that I read digitally later. Just the sheer amount of comic books and short boxes down here kind of lead me to, I'm starting to buy less. I know you guys can smack me later. It doesn't necessarily look like I'm buying less every Wednesday, but I'm definitely being more selective about the titles that I order. And once we get through this War of the Bounty Hunters crossover and Star Wars cools off a little bit, there's going to be a ton of books that I'm not going to be picking up on Wednesday. There's a lot of new titles that I'm not ordering because I just like Nocterra. Nocterra was a title that I didn't pick up and didn't add to my pull list because of the sheer amount of comic books I have down here. That's one of those things, and I kind of regret it. But thankfully, we did grab that high ratio variant today. Understandable. I need to peel back or pare back myself. I mean, eventually I'll get caught up and we'll get 5, 6, 7, 8 short boxes worth of books moved out, sold, given away, whatever at some point that will happen. Hopefully here soon through the holidays, in the next year. There'll be more Whatnot auctions coming up because those have been a blast. Those have been fun, offering really good deals on keys and run filler stuff and just really good reads. That's been a blast. And I can't wait. Speaking of that, there is another Whatnot auction scheduled for September 24th. There's a lot going on in the next couple of weeks. And more importantly is Slavaganza giveaway needs to happen on the 18th, the week before that. And one more announcement coming up while you guys are still here before we get into the quick recap. Next Wednesday is probably going to be a recorded show, and we're going to go over some covers because I'm going to take a little bit of a break from YouTube. I'll be here. I want to do a Sunday hangout, like a layback and just bag and board and just hang out, maybe organize the CGC collection a little bit and just hang out down here in the Comic Dojo. But when it comes to, actually, no, I'll still do Monday and I'll still do Tuesday with Supplements Comics. But I'm going to trim it down a little bit for a week, just to kind of take a breather. And then the week after that, we'll be right back to normal. Because I noticed a couple extra nights off has been actually really helpful. And just wanted to communicate that to everybody here watching that their next Wednesday is probably going to be a recorded show. And if nothing shows up, my apologies. It didn't happen, but we'll figure it out later. So quick recap before we get too long in the tooth here. Like I said, Telepaths from AWA Upshot. Ordered that out of previews is probably because I read the premise of the story and thought it was going to be really good. And it should be. I don't know. We'll get into that here. Maybe I should try to do that tonight. Why is the giveaway on the 18th? I have a wedding to go to. Oh, dude. The giveaway, it's the 18th is like the next earliest Saturday that we're going to have available that we can do it early enough in the day. Paul Dunn, don't worry, man. If that wheel lands on you. You know, I'm going to put this out there. I wanted the giveaway to work in a way that you had to be there live to win. But that's not fair to you guys. That's not fair to the regular people that are here every day in and day out and every week that don't have that availability on that Saturday. But it's also not fair to you guys if one random person that showed up, watched one video one time and commented, or didn't watch anything and commented and left and then unsubscribed. It's not fair if they win either. You guys see where I'm at with this? I definitely want it to be fair to the community and the comic book community, and definitely want it to be fair and welcoming to the new people that come in. But YouTube's going to YouTube, and there's been bots and there's been random people commenting and not subscribing. There's lots of comments from people that didn't even subscribe. Well, that was rule number 1, pretty much. So you kind of know, you guys got to kind of see where I'm feeling this, right? Either way, Paul Dunn or Herminio Collect, Big Herm. Some of you guys, community members, well-known community members, if you guys aren't there and you win, you're still going to win. Other people that win, they're going to have like a 24-hour clock. If they're not subscribed and they're not there live, they're going to have a pretty tight clock on claiming that. I want to be fair. I want to be fun, but I want to be fair because really it's about rewarding the people that are here every week, constantly, all the time. Building Legion of Comics, Big Herm Collectibles, Paul Dunn, Mojo Quid. You guys, come on, Mama, Zuni. So many people in here that constantly work on building this community and have a good time doing it and have fun. It's about rewarding all you guys and also rewarding the new people that come in too and helping to build the community. But in the same fashion, I definitely don't want to reward a bunch of bots or a bunch of people that don't support or give back to necessarily. 24 hours is fair, says Cherokee Metal. It's kind of one of those things where I want to be the nice guy and I want everybody to be happy and I want a piece to everybody. But in the same fashion, I got to find a way to make it fair all the way around. So, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. We'll continue this recap really quick. Wish you still streamed at lunchtime. It's so hard to catch you live now. I do too. That was a second shift schedule that I was working for my career, and it was fun to stream live on lunchtime because I was the first one in the LCS at 10 o'clock, and I had pickings of everything, and I didn't have to worry about ordering anything. Now the days are long, and they start super early at 4:30 in the morning, so yeah, it's kind of tough. Has to be subscribed for sure. Cherokee Medical. Cherokee Medical. Ah, man, this is Monday 3.0. The trick of it is that you can choose whether or not your subscriptions are public, and a lot of people that subscribe that are bots don't show that, or people that kind of come and go and disappear. It's not public of whether or not they're a subscriber. Almost everybody else is, but I digress. You do it your way, Andy. We support you no matter what. And you know what? That Slavaganza giveaway is going to probably be the last like massive like grouping of things given away and shipped out, because I think I want to do something more regular and something a little bit more fun that's more often, that rewards people here in the live chat, so that if Paul Dunn has a wedding on a Saturday, that's no worry. In a couple of weeks or in another month or something, there'll be another one. I want to do something more regular, that's easy, that's sustainable, that's fun, right? To reward everybody a little bit more often. I feel like this grandiose idea I had of doing these massive stellar giveaways and rewarding a ton of people, it becomes a scheduling kind of conundrum and boxing and shipping, and it becomes a lot. And so I think I should kind of take that and break it down. Like, there's 8 winners. There's going to be 8 winners and 8 packages going out for Slavaganza giveaway. Slavaganza giveaway was a great idea, and it's been fun, and it's going to be fun doing that. But I think after that, now it's going to be more like more sooner intervals, or more often there's going to be some sort of giveaways, and there's going to be sooner intervals. Like maybe there's one big massive slab for the 2000 mark, and then like monthly or quarterly giveaways in between there to make it a little bit more regular, a little bit more fun. Comic karma is definitely real. I agree. And I am so many people have sent AOKs this way that have been absolutely amazing, and it's so hard to return the favor of an AOK because people, it's very personal. It's very personal, and it takes a great deal of work and time to kind of hone in on what would be an AOK to send back. And I have been terrible about taking care of AOKs because it's a very personal thing, and I always kind of feel like when I settle on something to send out, I was like, man, I don't know if this is gonna work. I hope they're happy that and I overthink it and I overworry. I'm a worry wart. I really am. So giving back to the community in general is something I want to do more often, because comic karma definitely is real. I'm in it for the saga. There's 3 saga books, 3 9.6 saga books going out as well. Perry Comics, I had to use the restroom. Did you get Dark Ages? I thought it was great. Might be my book. You didn't take us with you, man? Dark Ages, no, I forgot to. I'm going to go back and pick that up, or I'm going to try to read it digitally. I've heard good things. That Scotty Young variant was dope. I know Drew Manchu picked up the Scotty Young variant of Dark Ages because that was stellar. I wish if I had seen it at the LCS, I probably would have snapped that up, but there was a giant stack of cover A's of Dark Ages. You know what that tells me? It tells me I've got time. I got time. There's no pressure for me to snag one up just yet. I can grab one tomorrow or this weekend or something like that. The trade paperbacks. Oh, yes, that's right. There are 8 trade paperbacks of Saga Volume 1 going out as well in the Slavaganza giveaway. So those are in. And the House of Slaughter free comic book day previews. 616 Comics sent some of those to give away to the community as well to say thank you. So we appreciate those guys over at Erica and John over at 616 Comics for sending those. That's going to be a ton of fun to do that up. It's going to be a ton of fun to do that up. And I'm really kind of excited. I've got new slab shippers in. So all these slabs are going to go out in these new slab shippers from Bags Unlimited. I ordered them a long time ago, and they were on back order for like 2 months. They finally came in, so I'm excited to have those. Yes, you got the Scotty Young as well. That's a dope cover, and I need to get over on Instagram and share some covers tonight. The story was great. It was supposed to only be a cover by. Oh, okay. Okay, that's good to hear. Speaking of Saga, Brian Kevon, yes. Yes, I don't have that uploaded. It is on my phone, and I did send that to the wife. The description put a saga update coming soon. I wonder if it's going to be Baltimore. Baltimore's what? October, the third week in October, if I remember correctly. Where that's not far. That's 8 weeks away, 7 weeks away. That's not far. So I wonder if Baltimore really is going to be where they do that saga announcement, Zombie. So yes, recap. We'll finish up the recap really quickly here. Phantom on the Scan, last issue in the series. Fun. Glad I picked it up. Really enjoyed it. This is kind of my style of read. Think it would make for a really fun show for a season or two. Don't know that it could. I don't know. Maybe it could do well as a movie. I digress. We'll keep moving right along. You Promised Me Darkness, number 5, last issue in the series. I got to get caught up. This was dark. It was eerie. And a lot of people said it was a ton of fun, and I agree with them. It's from Behemoth Comics. We're going to get that back out and reread it. Skip New York Comic Con the week before? Question mark. The week before for us is going to be Motor City Comic Con, and then Baltimore's right after that. So I'm still struggling to see if I can make Baltimore Comic Con work in my schedule, get a flight out there. We Only Find Them When They're Dead, issue 8. What in God's name is going on in this story? I love the art. I love the premise, but what the hell is happening in this book? It's going to be a trade read. It's going to be a trade read. I don't know. I'll think about this later and figure it out. Basilisk, chapter 4, issue 4. Is it only going to be a revenge tale? A revenge story? There's not much to pan out in that, if that's it. Paul Dunn says there's going to be more. 12-issue miniseries, I think he said. So they've got some space to work with yet. But a hiatus till March? Come on. Who's going to remember what the hell's going on in this story in March? That seems a little frustrating. But Noctera, number 1, the 1 in 150 we snagged up today after that news. Scott Snyder shared that news that Noctera is being optioned. I went looking for some cover A's. There was only 1 or 2 left, and they were both damaged beyond... I can't... I'd rather read it digitally than spend $4 on a book that's been bent in half. I got to be honest. But digging through some of those variant boxes that the LCS had, heavily ordered book, my LCS said they returned all their other copies. They had the high ratio variants left behind because they knew that they would eventually sell. And sure enough, here we go. Buckle up. We'll see what happens with this. You never know. Nothing could happen. It could be just that pawn game where they say they're optioning it and they purchase it and then never do anything with it. That is a thing. That's look at the Millarverse, whatever was going on with that situation. Star Wars High Republic Adventures from IDW, the retailer incentive cover. Get a little bit more incentive with it, please. It's not terrible. It's good art. It's just wow me for an incentive book, please. Please. Wine me, dine me. Star Wars High Republic Adventures. I like this cover. The cover A, this one right here. This one was good. This one should have been the RI, in my opinion. This was better than the other one. But like I said, moving right along for the recap. Walking Dead Deluxe, issue 22. Prison drama. Lots of prison drama in this one. A little dialogue heavy, but still a good read to see what these people are going through, what they're coping with, and what it's doing to them and what they're doing to each other because of it. Damn good read. Almost makes me want to watch the show again. Almost. Still haven't finished the last 3 seasons. Geiger, number 6, fun read from Geoff Johns. End of this arc. They left it wide open for another arc. Looking forward to see this come back and see what happens and what they do with it. It's just fun. Just a fun read. I wouldn't put it on my top 10 list. I wouldn't put it on a hot list. I just call it an all-around fun read. A fun comic book in your hand. And then Star Wars High Republic, number 9, the 1 in 25. Now we're talking ratio variant. Now we're talking a super cool cover, in my opinion. There's probably people that don't agree with my opinion of this cover. I like it a lot. Get rid of this little sticker over here. Get that in a slab. And that double-sided white lightsaber. This is looking dope in a slab. This is going to look really good in a slab. So glad I got that. Glad I stuck it out because you guys remember those High Republic ratio variants just haven't been delivering, in my opinion. Then cover A, really liked cover A. I know a couple of the guys on the Simpleman's Comics group last night agreed that cover A was really good, and it just looks like she's gearing up with some Mando armor or some Bounty Hunter armor, and very good stuff. And then, like we talked about, ultimate follow-up for the facsimile print. Once again, for everybody watching this on the replay, or anybody just showing up, the differences between this and the first print are the logo has a red box, and then obviously the barcode is substantially different, and it has a 00111 on it. Awfully hard to tell the difference depending on the way it's being held and the way it's being presented. So let's continue to educate each other and educate new buyers coming in and new collectors so that people aren't accidentally spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars on a facsimile. And then the variant for High Republic number 9 right there. Really good cover. Enjoyable cover. Really, that's hitting the reading pile of those. So, wow, it's been an hour. It's 55 minutes already. This has been, you guys have really recharged me on the middle of the week. That's why I really enjoy hanging out with you guys and talking New Comic Book Day. I'm looking forward to popping over and checking out Big Herm's show from earlier, catching that on the replay, catching the Legion comic stuff on the replay. They had the 900 subscriber giveaway going on. They just hit 900 subscribers and beyond. I think they're 914, 915. They're making that push to 1,000. So everybody make sure that you're subscribing to Legion of Comics. Make sure you're subscribing to Big Herm Collectibles as well. Make sure you're subscribing to Captain Comics too. He's got some fun content over there. Ahoy, mates and mermaids. Good to see you, man. Thanks for being here. Who else we got in here? Which channel? Perry Comics. Perry Comics blowing up over the last couple of years. Make sure you're checking out Perry for some fun reactions, some fun movie stuff over there, and some video game streaming I think Perry's still doing. Sometimes I see him on there doing 937 Legion. Legion is blowing up. Pushing hard for that 1K. That is awesome, man. Good things are coming your way. Big things coming. Absolutely. Who else we got in here? If anybody else has a YouTube channel, don't forget to share that in here. There's plenty of moderators that can help share links to subscribe to everybody. Holy moly. That's it, right? What do you guys think? Twofobe, hello, Mr. ComicManAndy. What comic are you starting with? Man, did you pick up anything this week? Thanks for watching from the Twitch side of things. Once again, everybody, if you didn't know, we multi-stream to Twitch as well, hanging out with that Twitch family, that Twitch community over there, because I know there's a ton of comic book people over there that like, I mean, if you like video games and you like comic books, it's a good mishmash, so it seemed like it'd be a fun idea to stream also over on the Twitch side of things. So really, it's hard to pick just one book. It really depends on what you're into. There's lots of good Star Wars stuff going on right now. If you're a big indie reader, there's lots of great horror indie reads, and there's actually a lot of the great horror stuff going on right now. You know what? You know what you start with? Saga. I'll say it right now. Go in, grab the paperback of Saga, the introductory price from Image of $9.99. Check out Saga. There you go, Twofobe. Thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out. Yes, check out Saga. I'll say it. I'll advocate Saga again. Peter Parker's Pants, thanks. Great as always. I appreciate you guys being here. And he says the same thing, Saga as well. Cherokee Metal says Legion is now at 938. Maybe we can get Legion over 940 now. If you guys, anybody here, are not subscribed to Legion, push them over that 940 mark, and maybe we can get them to 950 by the weekend. Big Chungus. Hello from the guys at work. Big Chungus. What is up? Wait. Big Chungus. That sounds familiar. Hello from the guys at work. Uh-oh. People's peepers in the either way. Make sure you guys subscribe to Legion of Comics and get them pushed past that 940 mark tonight if you can. Only two away. Only two away. There is the link to Legion of Comics. Hello, Chungus, Peter Parker's Pants. Big Chungus says, I see you. I see you as well, Big Chungus. Thanks for being here. But yes, that's New Comic Book Day Wednesday. It has been an hour. Holy sheet. That's one hell of a New Comic Book Day, right? Once again, thank you everybody for stopping by. Don't forget, the 18th of next month is Slabaganza giveaway. We're going to be doing that early on a Saturday. The 24th of next month is going to be the next Whatnot auction. And don't forget, next Wednesday is going to be pre-recorded content. It's going to be a short 5, 10, 15-minute video, whatever. You guys know how I ramble on and on and on and on. Sometimes it could be 20 minutes. Who knows? It'll just be a short pre-recorded video about New Comic Book Day. Very little editing. Very just off the cuff. Just some fun stuff. This Sunday is going to be a bagging and board and hangout. We might work on the CGC collection. There's 8, 9 boxes here that really need to be reorganized very badly. And there's lots of bagging and boarding to do. So that would be fun. I know I want to do this past Saturday. Didn't get to it. But Mail Call Monday's coming up. I hope you guys enjoyed the last one. That was a blast. That's going to get chopped down to micro content coming up here as well for Friday or Saturday. But thank you, everybody, for being here. Thanks for hanging out. It has been a blast. I am feeling recharged. I hope you guys are too. This connective tissue that is comic books is great, right? But you know what's even better than that? It's all of you guys here every week floating around in the community, enjoying everybody's content, supporting everybody. Like I said, that's connective tissue to this comics is great, but the most important part all day, every day, are all of you guys and everybody helping each other out. So you guys know how I'm going to do it, right? I'm going to go peace out. I'm going to go pinkies out. I'm going to catch you on the flip side for the next video. And remember, like I said, most important part all day, every week, every month. Stay original. Take care of each other. Peace.
Be excellent to each other. And party on, dudes.
Excuse me while I change. The roller boogie has made me sweaty. Yeah, sweaty. I love gold.